Sampradaya. He appeared in a place called Pajak Kshetra. His father's name was Madhvacarya, his mother's name was Vedavidya, and his childhood name was Vasudev. He, this is Gurudev. His father, Madhvacarya, yeah. Vedavati says Vedavidya. Yeah. Vasudev was his childhood name. He took sannyas at a very young age, and his sannyas name was Purna Pragya. His sannyas guru, who followed the Mayavad philosophy of impersonalism, was named Sri Achyuta Preksha. Madhvacharya took birth in Udupi, and his life was quite astonishing. He was an incarnation of Hanuman, Bhima, and Vayu, so he was very strong. And there was once a businessman who was trading in Gopi Chandan, Tilak. His boat became stuck in the mud and could not go forward. At that time, Srila Madhvacharya had been bathing in the ocean, and he saw the big ship full of large pieces of Gopi Chandan there. He was approached by that businessman, and in order to assist him, he pushed the boat by himself. He was so strong that the boat started moving, and he was offered a very big piece of Chandan as a gift and appreciation. In the meantime, while the boatmen were unloading the Chandan, that piece was broken, and a very beautiful deity of Krishna manifested from inside. That deity's name was Bal Gopal, Dadi Mantan Gopal. This Gopal deity carries Mother Yashoda's stick for churning yogurt. He became very happy. Although the deity was very heavy, he took the deity on his shoulder, and carrying him to Udupi, he sang a song to him that came spontaneously from his heart. In other words, as he walked the 7 miles to Udupi, he composed the song called Dwadasa Stotra, 12 prayers. He carried the deity there himself, composing many stavas and stutis, hymns and prayers to Gopal, and after reaching Udupi, he established Gopal there. Srila Madhvacharya wrote many books, and especially important are his 3 commentaries on Brahma Sutra, Brihad Bhasya and 2 Anubhasyas. In the Brihad Bhasya, he gave evidences for the presentation of his Shuddha Dvaita Vad philosophy. This philosophy states, Lord Sri Krishna, God, is the supreme eternal, the supreme living entity, the supreme self. The purpose of the entire yoga system is to concentrate the mind on this supreme self. We are not the supreme self. That should be understood. The supreme self is God. This is Shuddha Dvaitavad, pure dualism. God is different from me. He is supreme and I am subordinate. He is great and I am small. He is infinite and I am infinitesimal.
Or as Prabhupada says, infinitesimal.
In his commentary, Srila Madhvacharya wrote his own composition in the form of Sanskrit verses, defeating the impersonal conception of Sri Sankaracharya. All the Vaishnava Sampradaya Acharyas like Sri Ramanujacharya, Vishnu Swami, and Nimbaditya have contributed to defeating the theories of Sri Sankaracharya, and Srila Madhvacharya did this especially with his philosophy of Shuddha Dvaitavad, or Bhedavad, pure dualism. The Shrutis, Vedic scriptures, have described both principles, that the individual soul is the same as God, and also that the soul is different from him. In most cases, however, prominence has been given to the aspect of difference. Says the Vedic scriptures have described both principles, that the individual soul is the same as God, and also that the soul is different from him. In most cases, however, prominence has been given to the aspect of difference. In his writings, Srila Madhvacharya has described 5 differences. There is an eternal difference between God and the jiva, God and Maya, Maya and the jiva, one jiva and another jiva, and one feature of Maya and another feature of Maya. All the 4 bona fide sampradayas are Vaishnava sampradayas. This means there is similarity in their goal and object of worship. They all worship Vishnu Tattva, the Supreme Lord in his plenary manifestation. The followers of Sri Ramanujacharya Sampradaya worship Sri Lakshmi Narayan, and in the Sampradaya of Srila Madhvacarya there is worship of Bal Gopal Krishna. Srila Madhvacarya established 4 main mats, temples. In each of these mats there were 2 sannyasis, so in total there were 8 sannyasis. These 8 sannyasi acharyas practiced worshipping Lord Krishna in the mood of the gopis, but this worship was not given to the general population. Sriman Mahaprabhu saw some lacking in the conception of Srila Madhvacharya, and he adjusted that. Sri Kavi Karnapur and Sri Baladeva Vijayabhusan have both declared that our Sampradaya Acharya is Srila Madhvacharya. In our disciplic succession, we see that Srila Madhavendra Puri took initiation from Srila Lakshmi Pati Tirtha in the Madhva Sampradaya. Therefore, we have a connection with Sri Madhvacharya, although we are especially related with Srila Madhavendra Puri. How is Lakshmi Pati related?
Madhavendra Puri took initiation from Lakshmi Pati,
Mm-hmm.
and he's in the line of Madhva.
Sri Dvaitacharya and Sri Nityananda Prabhu are related with Srila Madhavendra Puri, and Madhavendra Puri is related with Sri Madhvacharya. Some people do not accept the position of Sri Madhvacharya, that he is our Sampradaya Acharya. There's an endnote. I'll have to get to it later. Some Sahajas and caste Goswamis cannot reconcile this. They say that Srila Baladeva Vijayabhusan was not in our Sampradaya because he was in the Madhva Sampradaya. But actually, our Sampradaya is related to Srila Madhvacharya. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has therefore said very strongly that those who do not accept Srila Baladeva Vijayabhusan or Srila Madhvacharya have no relation to pure bhakti. They are Kali Chela, disciples of the personality of Kali Yuga. We must understand all these established philosophical truths. Then we can understand who Srila Madhvacharya is and what our relation with him is. We are Vaishnava sannyasis. We have the sannyas name Bhaktivedanta. I want that especially those who are in the renounced order, sannyasis, should learn and remember at least some of the sutras, aphorisms of Vedanta. They should remember at least 25 sutras together with their meaning and explanation.
Where are they?
Vedanta Sutra.
Yeah. Then we could learn the Krishna.
If you remember at least 10 sutras of the Brahma Sutra, from the first one up to the 10th, you will find all philosophy there. In the Srimad Bhagavatam's 4 original verses, the entire Srimad Bhagavatam is present. And this is also the case with Brahma Sutra. All the sutras are included in the first 10. You should surely remember them, otherwise you'll be defeated by Mayavad philosophers.
Let's do it. One of you could find it then.
First 10 verses of
Brahma Sutra.
Brahma Sutra.
Hmm.
Get it on the internet.
I just gonna write it down so I don't forget what it is.
And then there's I was wondering where the Tamarind story is. Is it maybe in
Yeah, Maharaj tells it.
Maharaj tells it? We went to Madhvacharya's birthplace in Udupi. Remember? Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharti Goswami Maharaj. It has a lecture as well. Externally speaking, Madhvacharya appeared in 1238 AD near Udupi in Pajaka Kshetra to Sri Narayan Bhatt, also referred to as Madhya Geha and Vedavati. Madhvacharya's family was Gertie said Veda Vidya. Madhvacharya's family was poverty-stricken, and before him all his siblings had passed away prematurely. Thus, in order to beget a healthy child, Vedavati observed a strict vow of sustaining herself only on milk for 2 years, and as a result she was blessed with Madhvacharya as her son. Their family's worshipable deity was Sri Ananta Padmanabh, holding a conch, wheel, club, and lotus, and so his father named Madhvacharya Vasudev. In reality, he was a Shaktivesh avatar, a personality empowered by the Lord to accomplish a certain task. Being an incarnation of Bhima and Hanuman, he displayed many feats of strength and mystical perfections. As a child, while playing in a nearby forest, Vasudev killed the snake demon, Maniman, by crushing him with the big toe of his left foot. Vasudev's father had accrued some debt from his brother. As a result, Vasudev's uncle showed up one day demanding his money be returned and threatened to give up his body by fasting to death unless his father was able to return it. To settle the debt, Vasudev converted some tamarind seeds into authentic coins and addressed his uncle, "You please take the requisite coins and settle your dues." We saw that tree. We saw that tree. As a 5-year-old, he proclaimed to his father, "I will refute the philosophy of Sankaracharya." His father was elderly and used to carry a walking stick. He said, "Sankaracharya is Lord Shankar himself, and if you are indeed to refute his philosophy, then the stick I am holding will turn into a fruit-bearing tree."
What does Shankar have to do with the tree?
When I looked it up, I think maybe something to do with the sutras. Or no.
Well, he says his father is saying that he's Shankar himself, so if you're able to refute him, then my stick will turn. Sankaracharya. If you're indeed to refute his philosophy, then the stick I'm holding will turn into a fruit-bearing tree. Straight away, Vasudev planted that stick into the earth, pronouncing, "Oh stick, if I can refute Shankar's philosophy, then it immediately become a fruit-bearing tree." Vasudev's words came to pass as the stick instantly grew into an ashwata tree, sacred fig tree, and bore fruits.
What is ours?
Yeah, why don't we have fruits?
Ask her.
Okay, I'll go outside after and ask her. Seeing this, his father was astounded and convinced that indeed his son was not an ordinary personality. Once a famed wrestler challenged him, so Madhvacharya firmly placed his big toe on the earth and invited the wrestler to try and lift it. But despite exerting great force, the wrestler failed. Finding the Udupi Krishna deity. Once a merchant ship fully loaded with cargo was stuck and unable to move. Madhvacharya was nearby at the time and using just a few gestures managed to bring the ship safely to shore. The captain very much appreciated this timely help and offered Madhvacharya anything among the precious items they were carrying. Madhvacharya told the sailor that he would like to take some of the Gopi Chandan because it was an item of daily use for him and his disciples. Out of many blocks, Madhvacharya chose 2. The captain happily gifted the Gopi Chandan to Madhvacharya. While he was carrying them, one block of Gopi Chandan broke open and a beautiful deity of Gopal holding a butter churning rod in his hand appeared, which was installed by Madhvacharya in Sri Udupi Kshetra. This deity is not in the form of Ladu Gopal. There is one unique feature of the temple. Sri Gopal is not put to rest by closing the temple door. The window to the deity room always remains open so anyone can have darshan of the Lord at any time. Madhvacharya established 8 mats and made his 8 prominent disciples in charge of those mats as acharyas. Today, acharyas in the disciplic succession of all 8 prominent disciples take turns to serve in the main mat, Sri Krishna mat, for a period of 1 year on a rotational basis. They follow very strict standards of worship to this date. There's also a sacred pond in the mat premises. No one is allowed to use the pond to wash their hands or feet, as the water is used for cooking for the Lord. That's so nice.
I don't know how to keep it free from bugs. It's a whole thing.
Once, while Madhvacharya was on pilgrimage passing through Maharashtra along with his disciples, a local king was digging a big lake. The tyrannical king created a rule requiring whoever passed to participate in excavating mud from the pond. However, when Madhvacharya was confronted to take up this process, he first made the king submit to his own rule before proceeding. That's cool. Anmag Sugla Navami Titi. While writing a commentary on the Aitareya Upanishad, he left his body. Wow, left his body while writing. Jai. Srila Madhvacarya ki. Jai. Sri Udupi Krishna ki. Jai. Did everybody see a picture of Udupi Krishna today? He is so cute. Let's see.
Are you showing?
Yeah. What's that? On your face.
He's little.
He's little.
Oh. Permanent clothes.
Dipped in gold.
No, I don't think so, because he's got this. Hmm. Okay. So it's also the Shri Ram Vijay Utsav, also called Dussehra.
It's tomorrow. All of this is tomorrow.
It says all today on Pure Bhakti.
The thing is, tomorrow's what, Thursday or Friday?
Tomorrow's Thursday.
Oh, so we have an extra day.
Today's the first.
For watching?
Um,
For Miami online.
oh man, I'm on Eugene, Oregon still.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Asante.
In Miami,
Pardon?
We can cover Ram tomorrow.
We can do Ram tomorrow.
in Miami, what is it?
Or tomorrow.
There's tomorrow. I was looking at.
There's another Vaishnav too. There's another Vaishnav's disappearance tomorrow.
Raghunath Das Goswami.
That's Friday.
Yeah, Friday.
But tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Oh, Bhakti Sroop Damodar Maharaj.
And actually, Raghunath Das Goswami, Krishna's Kaviraj.
Oh, Saturday.
Saturday.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
But you're
Tomorrow's Ekadasi. No, Friday's Ekadasi.
right.
And then those 3 disappearances are on
But are
Saturday.
we worshipping them tomorrow?
Well, why don't we do Ram tomorrow? And yeah, because we're not really having class on, and we can have Saturday morning. We have they can come to you're speaking on Mandri Zoom, so we'll just do that in the temple room. But it's only Raghunath Das that we're celebrating on her Zoom. And it's Lakshmanjali.
We could start Friday.
Yeah, why don't we do Krishnadas Kaviraj and Raghunath Bhatta on Friday?
We have to do Raghunath.
We are on Saturday. We're gonna, her and I will speak about Raghunath Das' life, and you'll speak about Lakshmanjali. Oh, and then you also have the Sankalpa for the Bhakti Zoom at 10:30, and then Mandri 11:15. That's just crazy. It's your crazy schedule. No, beach is Monday. Sankalpa is Monday, but the Bhakti Zoom has asked you to do to do like getting ready for Parikrama, getting ready for Braj Mandal Parikrama. No, we're going on Monday. That's what. Yeah. So